some games magnificent, some other not so good, and you know, omelets, eggs.
You haven't got any eggs at the moment?
No eggs, no omelets. And depends of the quality of the eggs. In the supermarket you have eggs class 1, class 2, class 3. And some are more expensive than others, and some give you better omelets. So when the class 1 eggs, you know, are in Waitrose and you cannot go there, you have a problem.
I like it that, you know, he's launched fearlessly into this extended egg metaphor in a second language. And he's a football manager, not the most chatty, eloquent guy he's usually most of the time. And he's kind of doing it, and then towards the end, he starts to slightly smile, and it's kind of, yeah, sometimes I even amaze myself. This is great. And then you get the sound of those slightly arse-licky sports journalists starting to chuckling along, going, oh, Jose's off on one again. Oh, I love it when he goes off on one. Oh, he's brilliant. What a character. What a boring twat.
OK, here is the related fact, then. Jose Mourinho is about to release his own range of air fresheners. The tagline for the advert is that Jose's filling your home with the sweet smell of success. And the fragrances include something called Scent Off and the special one.
Scent Off? They've obviously put a lot of effort into the pun there.
Yes.
And the second one, they've just said special one. Third one's probably stinks like a Norwegian forest. Let's go for a pint.
Beckham has his own fragrance, and Sven had his own pasta sauce.
Body fragrance, isn't it, Beckham?
Yeah, Alex Ferguson drinks toilet duck. Possible. Anything's possible in this game.
So, Lee, any idea?
Oh, you're the football expert on this particular panel, so what do you think? What do you think, Gabby?
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
I just think it's too random. I mean, air fresheners. No.
OK, well, so that's a
They're
lie.
saying it's not true, and it is, in fact, a lie.
Whee!
Right, well done.
There's no flies on that.
Yes, Jose Mourinho is not about to release his own range of air freshener. He was thinking about it, but Roman Abramovich had just bought the world's supply of air. Jose introduced a club dietitian and nutritionist at Chelsea, although Ashley Cole still likes to get stuck into a half-time orange, or Cheryl Tweedy, as she's known. And now for David's team, with a question about this somewhat surprising agony aunt, with the emphasis very much on agony.
You've got no ambition and you don't want to do anything, you might as well just go and lay in a ditch.
Be expecting to go from where you are now, which is on the sofa, to halfway up the ladder.
No, I don't.
And you can't, you've got to begin on the first rung.
But I'd rather be on the first rung of a ladder that I want to climb than halfway up a ladder I don't.
OK, which is this ladder you want to climb?
I don't know yet.
Tie me up in knots now. I really ain't got a Scooby-Doo what you're talking about now. How did I start one ladder or the bottom of another? Yeah, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Bottom of a ladder that I
So what ladder do you want to be on? But you don't know what ladder you want to be on.
Exactly.
Until you've tried different ladders, how do you know what ladder you want to
Your
be
job's a
on?
bloody window cleaner.
The slight flaw in that programme is the message that if you work really hard, you can end up like an insane woman with lopsided tits and a crash helmet hairdo. Here is your related fact. Anne Widdecombe relaxes by listening to an LP of lion and tiger noises from the jungle. Is that true, David's team?
Well, I mean, definitely the possibility exists. I would sort of like to say, in defence of Anne Widdecombe, that the thing that's bad about her is all of her horrible views, not the fact that she's ugly. You know, is that the best thing we can say about this woman who's sort of voted against gay rights and horribly wanted to get into power and make us do horrible things? This evil person. And the only thing we can find to say about her is she doesn't look great. You know, it is a bit like insulting Hitler because you don't like his moustache length, isn't it?
Right. Or his hairdo.
Or his hairdo, exactly. Which
David didn't want to mention the hairdo of it. I mean, I don't want to help your team, but the key words you want to be looking out for those is the LP bit. I mean, there's something about the idea of being on an LP and going...
She would have a gramophone.
I think that makes...
I think this is undoubtedly true.
Are you going to overrule your teammates?
I'm
or
not going
go
to. I
with
have
them?
absolutely no idea.
Right.
And Rob seems confident.
I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
Your current view?
I'm going towards a lie because I think the lion and the tiger bit is the thing that sort of...
Right.
If it was whale music or...
Okay,
Wait, I think it's true.
You think it's true? I'm going to go with what you think now.
Okay, it's a yes. It's a yes.
It's a yes.
Say no. Say no.
Say no.
I would say lie.
He says no. He says lie.
You say...
It's no lie. It's true.
Which is the right answer? And Widdicombe does relax by listening to an LP of lion and tiger noises from the jungle. They drown out the growls her stomach makes when she hasn't eaten for 10 minutes. There's nothing like hearing the sound of lions' jaws crushing the skull of a screaming wildebeest to send you nodding off. And on track 5, side 2, she feeds them an asylum seeker.
The manager's a Swede, now the players are melons.
Amrat's a football-mad engineer, but he's also an artist, and he does a mean portrait using the medium of melons. Amazingly, Amrat's only been carving melons since January, but he's already got a cracking portfolio of melons for all occasions.
He's a hero of England, isn't he? That's why I put Beckham on a melon.
And with any bits of melon left over, just put them in the smoothie maker and blend it like Beckham.
So the related fact for Lee's team is this. David Beckham recites the alphabet backwards before every match.
It is doubtful that he'd be able to do that. He can't find his mouth in that picture, can he?
David Beckham couldn't recite the alphabet forwards before every match. If you asked him to recite the alphabet backwards, he'd turn round and recite the alphabet.
When you say backwards, are we talking Z, Y, X backwards, or are we talking...
As opposed to...
I think this is... I can't believe this is it. This is obviously confusion with the... I know that is a true story, is that Posh Spice actually regurgitates alphabetti spaghetti before she goes on stage. You don't mix it. And then whatever comes out, they use for the lyrics for the song.
So your decision on this one, is it truth or a lie?
I think it's probably true.
I don't think it's true, but you think it's true, do you? What do you think, Ben?
OK, I'm going to go with a lie then, but I think it's true.
Spoken like a true middle-of-the-road GMTV presenter. I'm going to go with my team and say it's true.
They're saying it's true, and I can tell you it is a lie. Sadly, David Beckham does not recite the alphabet backwards before every match, although he did begin to recite the alphabet forwards once, which is why we didn't see him play for a year and a half. So, to David's team, who have this to ponder. While filming Me, Myself and Irene, Jim Carrey missed his dog so much he bought him a 3-bedroom house near the set.
I feel sorry for the guy who lives next door, who's scrimped and saved all his life to buy a nice house. I wonder what the neighbours are like. Oh, it's a Dalmatian.
You see, those aren't the words of a psychopath. Care for that person who's scrimped and saved.
David, your answer.
I think it's so weird it could be
Well,
true.
it could, but the thing is, that's the trouble with these film stars. He could have done weirder things than that, but that doesn't mean it's exactly what someone would make up, as well as exactly the sort of thing he'd do.
I'm willing to say, though, that he probably did buy a 3-bedroom house.
I'm saying that he probably did.
Well, I'm very happy to go with the,
Will you kill
the
us
team
if it's
decision.
wrong?
I won't kill you.
Oh, no, it's him. He's the killer.
I haven't killed anyone for years.
So you're saying it is true?
True.
OK, and I can tell you that it is absolutely true. Yes. Yes, Jim Carrey did buy his dog a 3-bedroom house near the set of his film Me, Myself and Irene, though the dog is now looking to sell up. So he's painting the walls a neutral colour, baking fresh bread and has stopped shitting on the floor.
Scotland is the place where the pipes skirl, the men wear kilts, and everybody drinks Scotch whiskey and talks with a funny accent. One of their traditions is fighting. Normally friendly, they can, when riled, fight and kill with anything from swords to sidearms. And the only thing certain is they'll never bite you to death. Scots eat almost all the time, and they prefer something sweet, ice cream or candy or pastries, anything with a high sugar content. They munch constantly, The national characteristic of Scotland is a moving jaw.
Could I just say I take that as an insult on behalf of the Scottish nation. It's Balderdash, and I want that man's name.
I think that's disgusting. This is your chance. Why didn't you say...
Nice one.
That's your chance. Say it now.
No!
Is there a question to go with that, or are we just agreeing? Because I agree with everything that was said.
Yes. No, there is a question. So, that was the NBC show Weekend from 1974. Shortly after recording that film, the narrator actually met a Scotsman, and now he has no teeth. OK, so here is the related fact for Lee's team. After a visit to Scotland, Paris Hilton demanded her PA only ever speak to her with a Scottish accent. Her PA resigned. Is that true, Lee's team?
I don't think. I mean, firstly, I don't think Paris Hilton's got a PA because I think she seems quite down to earth to me. She probably just organises some stuff herself, doesn't she?
Does it all herself, yeah. Yes, this was something that she said after visiting Edinburgh last year.
It's a beautiful accent, isn't it? It's amazing kind of pronunciation. But so she might have kind of. But she's a fucking idiot. Why would she? Why would she pick up
And
on
also,
that?
it wouldn't make... Because I'm guessing that the purpose of it is to... Because she probably thinks, well, I've been to Scotland, it sounds very cultural and interesting, I want my PA to speak like that. But that's only fine if you're not... I mean, the kind of job she's got, her PA is going, right, you've just had Playhouse asking if you can get your tits out. Is that a good accent?
No, it's terrible.
Was it?
So, Lee, what are you thinking on this one?
Jimmy? I think an accent is a really sexy and important thing. I think accents are like lovely, and that's sort of kind of what draws you. I think that might be true.
Well, it's just so unlikely it might be true.
You think it's true? Yeah. Well, once again, I would like to overrule you. No, I wouldn't. I'm going to go with the majority this time. We'll say it's true.
Should have overruled. It's a lie. Yeah, it's completely untrue. Paris Hilton's PA did not resign after being ordered to speak with a Scottish accent. Being Paris Hilton's PA would certainly be a demanding job, what with all the organising and holding the camcorder steady.
Hello, Suzanne Haywood. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Mike. Hello, Elton.
Hello, how are you?
All right, thanks. I just want to ask you, Elton, how is married life suiting you?
Married life is fine. We've been married just over a year now, and it's flown by, which is a good sign. And I compare it to when I was on tour last year, and it really dragged on a long time, and the marriage seems to have just flown by. So we're really very, very happy, and that's really nice of you to ask.
Hello, and Elton.
Yeah?
Does Renata think you have any bad habits?
Oh, lots. Yeah, she's trying to get me to stop doing lots of things, but I won't tell you what they are.
I do like the fact that, you know, in 1985, we all thought he was straight. Everyone in the nation thought he was straight, but there was one kid that knew the truth and just sarcastically rung up Superstrong and yeah, how's this marriage going, Elton? And, have you got any habits that she doesn't like, your wife?
Yes, that was Elton John appearing on Saturday Superstore in the days when he was so far inside the closet that he was paying regular visits to Narnia. Elton continued to be happily married right up until he realised that his wife didn't have a penis. So, here is a related fact for David's team. David Furnish has an Elton tracker sat-nav, so he can see exactly where Elton John is at any time.
So that would actually involve there being Elton being tagged in some way?
Yes, it was developed by David Furnish's brother. He's an electrical engineer.
Right.
You are generally saying that he went up to him with some sort of like out of Mission Impossible 3 and to the back of his neck and went pfft, like that. And now...
Or some kind of swan collar.
Almost
a bejewelled anklet, that's all he needs.
A bejewelled anklet? You do this with much more style.
This isn't the Antique Roadshow now, Michael.
Is this a device that's actually been implanted in Elton John, or is it just in his bag?
No,
right,
it's
so
a button-sized transmitter. It came about as a joke because Elton apparently kept on losing his mobile phone, and so David would never know where he was.
They strapped him to a table and fired a microchip into his ear.
Still not a solution to the phone-losing problem, though, is it? So I know where I am, but where's my fucking phone? Maybe just Elton John should just concentrate.
you know, you put Elton Tracker in inverted commas. Does that mean if I need to buy one myself, I have to ask for an Elton Tracker? Is that the actual? That's the actual.
If you're
name?
wanting to track Elton John, yes, that would be weird.
Can we all
though,
do
wouldn't
it? Can we all just go and see where Elton is at any given time?
Presumably, we could all hack into the signal that the button-sized transmitter is sending out, and we'd all know where he is all the time.
Last thing at night, I'd like to be able to turn to it and just to glow, and just to see, there's Elton there. Safe at home.
I think you open a can of worms if you hack into the system as well and have it on while you're in bed, because, like a horror film, one night you would wake up and the chip would be in your house. You say Rocket Man 5 times in the mirror, he turns up.
So, David, are you thinking this is plausible?
I do think it's quite plausible, but also, obviously, it might not
I think it's doable. I don't think that's plausible that he would constantly track Elton John wherever he is.
We have to work out whether it's with Elton's agreement, of course.
I'd like to think that Elton knows about it, given that we all now know about it. Clearly.
I'd hate him to find out watching this show.
So you need to come to a decision.
Michael.
Yes, it has this kind of whiff of verisimilitude.
I think you're saying it's true.
Yeah. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, it's a casting vote. I'm going to say, plausible though it is, I'm going to say I think it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie, and I can tell you that it is, in fact, a lie. Absolutely right. Well done. Yes, David Furnish does not have an Elton Tracker sat-nav. Elton and David's relationship is founded upon trust, a trust that Elton set up in the mid-90s so David would never have to work again. Wayne Rooney and Colleen McLaughlin got engaged in a petrol station. Is that true?
Wayne Rooney is a man whose skills are vastly overvalued by our society. He can't even count up to the amount of money he's got. And he's going to do a lot of crazy things.
Well, they went out for Chinese, apparently, and then they decided against it. They pulled into a service station, so got engaged on the forecourt. And then they went back to Colleen's parents to have corned beef and beans.
The whole meal plan of the evening seems very vague. So they were on their way to Chinese, and the sight of a service station distracted them. But then actually the whole glamour of petrol held them up on the forecourt. So then the proposing happens, and then they say, actually, let's not go and queue up with trays. Let's go and impose ourselves on a very strictly catered corned beef and beans evening, meaning that no one has quite enough corned beef and beans. It's typical of the thoughtlessness of the youth of today.
They're neither of them that bright, are they? She's launched a perfume, hasn't she?
Oh, yes.
Called Colleen, and then with a little cross after which... maybe a kiss, or maybe because she can't spell her own surname. I'm not sure which.
Yeah. Kalinex. Right, if I could interest you in an answer of some sort at some stage.
You can't really interest me in these people, unfortunately. They will do crazier and more miserable things in their lives than this, so I'm willing to believe it.
It definitely has a ring of truth about it.
I think it's possible.
So, I think, should we say true then?
Yeah,
let's say true.
Saying it's true, and I can tell you it is absolutely true. Yes, Wayne Rooney and Colleen McLaughlin did get engaged in a petrol station. Wayne was the perfect gentleman. He got down on one knuckle and made the sign for ring. It was all very romantic. Wayne then hid the ring inside a reheated chicken pasty, and when Colleen threw up, there it was in her lap. So to Lee's team, who have this to endure.
Pony's coming. Watch it, man. Pony's coming. Watch it. Pony's coming. Closer. He gonna get you.
Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte. You're finished before you can start. 'Cause Boney, he never failed. Boney reason, better than a white man reason. Track man, better than a black man. Track man, stop running. Give it away, Boney's coming.
to remember.
There was a song called Boney. Not many people could carry that song off, and you can now add Rolf Harris to that list. So here is your related fact. Rolf Harris has chosen to be cryogenically frozen when he dies.
They look very similar, those two, don't they?
I'd say they look quite different, those two. If I'm honest, my honest reaction to that photograph is those two organisms look different.
They look like they're about to have a doubles game at table tennis.
Again, my reaction would be they don't. It looks like a picture of a man and a dog. The man is famous, the dog is a non-entity.
This happened in Desperate Housewives.
Well, they froze someone.
An old lady froze
yes,
her
of course
husband.
she did, yeah.
And then there's a power cut.
Yeah.
Terribly smelly.
I saw a film called Desperate Housewives, and none of this happened in the film I saw. The thing is, though, if you cryogenically froze, the idea is that
You can warm them up again.
Yeah, but this is
Well,
what I don't
what to do with
understand, because when you defrost yourself, you're back to your original state when you went in, which is dead.
Walt Disney did have it done, hence the phrase Disney on ice.
And Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton is also...
Has she had it done already?
She's paid $150,000 already to the Alcohol Life Extension Foundation. So, Lee, any truth in this at all?
I actually think it probably is true.
I'm not sure, but I think no, maybe no.
Hung jury.
I would say that I think it's a lie. That's what I think.
And I can tell you it is a lie. It is completely untrue. Rolf Harris has not chosen to be cryogenically frozen when he dies. As befits the star of Animal Hospital, he's going to be tearfully put down and buried in a shoebox.
Oh, what a wonderful thing to be, a healthy, grown-up, busy bee. Toying with the tulips, tasting every type, building up the honeycomb that looks like tripe. I'd like to be a busy little bee, being just as busy as a bee can be. Flying all around the wild hedgerows, stinging Geoffrey Smith upon his parson's nose. Buzz, 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 honeybee, honey, buzz if you like, but don't sting me. Buzz, 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 honeybee, honey, buzz if you like, but don't sting me.
Is that a proper programme?
It was actually broadcast.
Yeah,
That was
really
a
was.
television show.
Well, it was part of Shit Week.
So here is the related fact. Alan Titchmarsh's waxwork at Madame Tussauds gets kissed so often that it has to have the lipstick washed from its face twice a week.
Yeah, but since Alan moved to Scotland, he can only get there once a week, so they don't have to do it anymore. I don't believe people rush up and kiss Alan Titchmarsh.
Do you reckon he ever just goes there and stands still?
I mean, the idea that people walk up and kiss the statues rather than have their photo took. However, you wouldn't be intimidated by a waxwork of Alan Titchmarsh. I think you would walk up and get matey, probably do that, kiss his cheek. Yes, I think there might be something in this.
I also imagine that the people who want to kiss Alan Titchmarsh might wear quite a lot of lipstick. You know?
What exactly are you saying?
I was imagining sort of, you know, powdery old ladies with, you know, hideously misapplied. Reeking of lavender and gin.
And mumbling to themselves, busy bee, busy bee, busy bee.
The Queen did say about Alan Titchmarsh, you've given a lot of ladies a lot of pleasure.
Wow. She has got a filthy sense of humour. I think I'm moving towards believing this.
I'm moving towards believing it. I'm saying yes.
I'll go with you because you are captain.
Yes,
okay.
I think it's true.
Well, we think it's true.
They're saying it's true, and I can tell you it is absolutely true. Yes, it is true. Alan Titchmarsh's waxwork figure does have lipstick washed from its face twice a week. Likewise, the Kylie Minogue figure has to be washed twice a week, ironically by Jason Donovan, who works there part-time as a cleaner. Also, every week, James Blunt's figure has to have the dents beaten out of it. And Michael Jackson's waxwork has been melted down and now looks exactly like him.
Think of rabbits and most people think of carrots. Think of carrots and most people think of food. Until now, because for one group of children from West Hampstead in London, the common carrot, not to mention the plain old parsnip, has found a new use. And what a turnip for the books it is!
Yes, a hark back to the great recorder shortage of 1996. To the days when we made our own entertainment, and it was shite. Incidentally, any viewers wondering about the name of that vegetable, it was Katie Hill. So unfair, she's delightful. So here's the fascinating fact then for Lee and Co. Sting has recorded an album using only vegetables for instruments. It's called The Sound of the Ground. Or has he?
So are we trying to say if it's true or not?
Well done. Well done. We're halfway through and you've got the rules.
What are his favourite vegetables that he used?
The xylophone.
That's not a vegetable, that's
not
an
a vegetable,
instrument.
isn't it? Caught you out.
The xylophone was made out of root vegetables, for example, carrots and parsnips.
And you're trying to convince us that if you hit a carrot or a parsnip, it sounds like a xylophone.
There are wood xylophones.
But it is the kind of thing Sting
Yeah,
would
but
do.
wood's a hard, very solid thing. I mean, a carrot's a bit more... got a bit more give in it.
Oh, you love a bit of carrot.
I can believe that if you stick a thing in the end and blow a carrot, it'll make a tune. But I can't believe you can make a xylophone out of root vegetables.
Yes, but I could completely believe that someone such as Sting would go and do something so earthy like that.
That's exactly why Sting, any reference to Sting is fundamentally unfair in a game like this. It's
you
about
always
lying.
think, yeah.
You can believe anything of Sting.
Exactly.
But Sting was the kind of person we had Stalin for. Who also, incidentally, made up his own name. But, so I just sort of feel, I don't think we should need to engage with Sting. You know, we should say, no more Sting questions, because it's impossible to judge.
Lee, what is your considered opinion?
False. Reece, do you think it's false or true? You think it's false?
Really?
Yes, really.
I do think it's kind of true.
One true, one false. Which way are you going to go?
OK, I'm going to say that's true.
He's saying it's true, and it is indeed a lie. Yes, it's a lie. Sting has never recorded an album using only vegetables, but he has released an album that he claimed was songs that were from the 16th century. These included Standeth Not So Close to Me and Message in a Flagon. So, to David's team, who have this to ponder, Al Gore can hypnotise chickens. Is this gospel or garbage?
Well, I imagine hypnotising chickens is quite easy as hypnotising animals goes. Because the chickens are quite stupid. You can probably get them transfixed on something dangly, shiny bit of metal quite easily. And who's to say whether they're really hypnotised? Actually, they look quite vacant even when they're, totally... I mean, in a way, how much can you say that a chicken is ever in full possession of its faculties?
Rare.
Well, at what point would Al Gore, who at one point was on the verge of becoming a world leader, would sit down and go, hey, honey, guess what I can do? I can hypnotise chickens. How'd you find that out?
Well, it'd be a bit of fun for him on a weekend. You can hypnotise chickens, I've done it, and I've hypnotised cattle as well, with chalk.
With
draw
chalk?
a line in front of them, draw a line down, they follow it, and they get mesmerised. Their eyes follow it, and they don't know where to go, so they stay there looking at it.
Is that hypnotising or confusing the fuck out of them?
Of course it is. He comes from a place where people, spend their lives hypnotising chickens.
David, which way are you tending?
I think it's true. You don't think it's true? Well, I think we'll go with true.
And they're saying it's true, and I can tell you that it is absolutely true. Yes. Al Gore can hypnotise chickens. Al swings a watch back and forth in front of the chickens and in a slow voice repeats, "You are in a field in the countryside, not a tiny box in a factory with your legs broken." And when Al Gore lost the 2000 election to George Bush, some said it was because voters wanted a stronger right-wing presence. Some said it was because the ballot in Florida was fixed, whereas others said they couldn't vote for a man who spent his time fucking around with chickens. Bono once paid British Airways $1,700 to have his favourite trilby flown first class to a concert in Italy. Or did he?
Well, I believe that it might cost $1,700 to fly first class on British Airways. So that I can believe.
It was upgraded.
What? Why?
The hat was upgraded. It was. It was upgraded to fly in the cockpit.
That's not first class, the cockpit.
No, it was upgraded from first class.
To the cockpit?
To the cockpit.
You see, that's you see, never buy a first class ticket. You might end up getting upgraded and having to fly the fucking plane.
If he needed it as a prop, then, it's justifiable.
No, but it's not justifiable to send it first class. You could put it in the hold, or you can put it in economy. With the scummy hats.
Yeah.
So were they wearing it in the cockpit?
I think it was sitting in the cockpit.
Because that would freak me out if I was waiting for a flight and I looked out the window and there's some captain with a trilby on. I couldn't be dealing with that.
What do you think? You don't...
I think yes. Rock and roll, you know. People do things like that, you know.
I'm leaning on lie.
You're leaning on lie, you're leaning true.
Yes.
I'm going to go lie.
OK, and I can tell you it is absolutely true. Yep, it is true. Bono did once pay $1,700 to have his favourite trilby flown first class to a concert in Italy. In a totally unrelated story, on the same day, British Airways staff set a new world record for wiping their asses on a hat. Yes, every 3 seconds, Bono does something annoying. Lee's team, you're up next. You may find this slightly strange.
Well, I first started reading Bottoms about 4 years ago at a party. It was a friend's birthday, and because I'm always saying, no, you can read anything, and the guy says, oh, well, read my bottom. And I did do, and made some predictions, and they came true, so that was how it started. Your boyfriend, is he having problems with his car at the moment? Yeah. He's very enthusiastic about this car as well. It's his happy project, isn't it? His baby, if you like.
Do you think I'm on the right career path?
I feel your management are very impressed with what you've done so far, because you've clinched some tricky deals.
Michael, that wasn't your wife, was it, when she said, is your boyfriend having problems with his car at the moment?
So here is the related fact, then, for Lee's team. Mick Hucknall wears trousers called bun boosters, which have a metal lining to add definition to his rear.
I don't want to be cruel to Mick, but if you've got a face like that, you're not going to worry about your arse, are you, really?
See, I believe that women would have them, because women are quite open about improving themselves like that, but blokes tend to be a bit more coy.
But you see, well, they are made for women, these jeans.
So he's got the arse of a woman when he wears them.
The moment of truth in the bedroom, you know, assuming that this arse actually pulls somebody, you know, that's going to be a time when, even with the lights off, you know, there's going to be a terrible clang. When
What do we think?
I can't imagine it. No.
Graham?
I think he did.
Do you? Based on what?
Just want to put you on the spot.
I think it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie, OK, and I can tell you it is, in fact, a lie. Well done. It is a lie. Mick Hucknall does not wear trousers called bun boosters to add definition to his rear. It must be strange to come from the Manchester music scene that spawned Shaun Ryder and Bez and still be known as the ugly one.
At the canteen, everything's nice and hot.
Look, well, it never worked anyway, did it? Here, look. It's that underground. It's loosened the aerial. You'll have to go on the roof and fix it. No, I'm not going to go. Leave it, come on. You can't leave it. The viewers will have no programme.
I wonder what's wrong with it. Oh, it's that bit up there.
Has that got it? Yes, that's all right.
Yes, that was Rod and Emu on the programme EBC, and as you'll no doubt be aware, tragedy struck shortly afterwards when Rod was given a second series. And some 19 years later, of course, Rod Hull did sadly die when fixing an aerial on his roof. So here's the intriguing Rod and Emu fact. Rod Hull was buried along with his fake arm and the very first emu. Or was he? Lee?
Does everybody know that he had a fake arm?
Well, he didn't have to. It wasn't a real emu.
He didn't really have a neighbour that was a fat green witch either.
I thought you meant that he had one of his arms wasn't real.
I think it would be an odd choice of career for a one-armed man to become a ventriloquist.
So what are you thinking? Is this truth or tosh?
I think it's a lie.
Robert,
I think it's a lie.
I think that is a lie as well. I'll say lie.
OK, it is in fact a big fat lie. Yes. Yes, Rod Hull was not buried along with his fake armour and the very first emu. Rod's not the only performer to have made a living by dragging an erratic and embarrassing old bird around. Richard Madeley is doing very nicely as well.
Please present the meat on trays.
Don't tell.
Melissa. I don't know what you're trying to do, whether you're trying to upset our guests, but right now, I'm starting to get pissed. Now, will you send your food? Let's go. Right. Dome's off. Jen, describe the dish.
That's a duck breast.
You four hell's bitches, I am embarrassed. I don't think I've ever been so embarrassed inside this restaurant in my entire life. Get out my sight.
He's so angry in that, he's forgotten the word of. It's essentially the way he's been obviously willing to Americanise for the money, so he's actually accidentally said that he's going to get drunk. Yeah. And he said, bring the meat, I think he was trying to say the meat entrees, because that's entrees what the Americans moronically refer to a main course as. But it just sounds like, bring on the meat entrees. Bring what meat entrees? Is that how you serve the meat? Yeah, a big tray of meat, $9.99. And clearly, the thing that he's good at is saying fuck. And they've told him he's not allowed to say it. And all he can say is, I'm embarrassed.
Gordon Ramsay, anyway, less than happy about the duck. Of course, normally in Gordon's kitchen, if they shout out duck, it's because he's just thrown a meat cleaver at someone's head.
Some games magnificent, some other not so good. And, omelets, eggs.
You haven't got any eggs at the moment?
No eggs, no omelets. And depends of the quality of the eggs. In the supermarket you have eggs class 1, class 2, class 3. And some are more expensive than others, and some give you better omelets. So when the class 1 eggs, are in Waitrose and you cannot go there, you have a problem.
I like it that, he's launched fearlessly into this extended egg metaphor in a second language. And he's a football manager, not the most chatty, eloquent guy he's usually most of the time. And he's kind of doing it, and then towards the end, he starts to slightly smile, and it's kind of, sometimes I even amaze myself. This is great. And then you get the sound of those slightly arse-licky sports journalists starting to chuckling along, going, oh, Jose's off on one again. Oh, I love it when he goes off on one. Oh, he's brilliant. What a character. What a boring twat.
OK, here is the related fact, then. Jose Mourinho is about to release his own range of air fresheners. The tagline for the advert is that Jose's filling your home with the sweet smell of success. And the fragrances include something called Scent Off and the special one.
Scent Off? They've obviously put a lot of effort into the pun there.
Yes.
And the second one, they've just said special one. The third one's probably stinks like a Norwegian forest. Let's go for a pint.
Beckham has his own fragrance, and Sven had his own pasta sauce.
Body fragrance, isn't it, Beckham?
Yeah, Alex Ferguson drinks toilet duck. Possible. Anything's possible in this game.
So, Lee, any idea?
Oh, you're the football expert on this particular panel, so what do you think? What do you think, Gabby?
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
I just think it's too random. I mean, air fresheners. No.
OK, well, so that's a lie.
They're saying it's not true, and it is, in fact, a lie. Right, well done. Yes, Jose Mourinho is not about to release his own range of air freshener. He was thinking about it, but Roman Abramovich had just bought the world's supply of air. Jose introduced a club dietitian and nutritionist at Chelsea, although Ashley Cole still likes to get stuck into a half-time orange, or Cheryl Tweedy, as she's known. And now for David's team, with a question about this somewhat surprising agony aunt, with the emphasis very much on agony.
You've got no ambition and you don't want to do anything, you might as well just go and lay in a ditch.
Be expecting to go from where you are now, which is on the sofa, to halfway up the ladder.
No, I don't.
And you can't, you've got to begin on the first rung.
But I'd rather be on the first rung of a ladder that I want to climb than halfway up a ladder I don't.
OK, which is this ladder you want to climb?
I don't know.
tie me up in knots. Now, I really ain't got a Scooby-Doo what you're talking about now. I'll start one ladder, or the bottom of the ladder. Yeah, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Bottom of a ladder that I've
So what ladder do you want to be on? But you don't know what ladder you want to be on.
Exactly.
Until you've tried different ladders, how do you know what ladder you want to
Your
be
job's
on?
about the window cleaner.